Last week we were talking about video games. This week we're going to continue that. We talked about a couple of the fighting games last week, so we don't have to mention those ones. Mm-hmm. But right off the bat, we'll mention Street Fighter since we're going to do that thumbnail.
Right.
So we'll mention Street Fighter. Street Fighter is a great game, but come on, let's be real. Nobody plays Street Fighter.
Yep.
Everybody plays one way or the other. There's many incarnations, but Street Fighter 2.
Mm-hmm.
There's Street Fighter 2 Tournament Edition. Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition. Mm-hmm. There was even the bootleg Street Fighter Rainbow Edition, which actually spawned new Street Fighter games because of that game. But there's so many Street Fighter 2s that's the game that everybody talks about.
Yep.
The original Street Fighter 2 that came out on Super Nintendo, we did not get that on Sega Genesis. We got a different game called Street Fighter 2 Tournament Edition, and this is the version that I grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
And it was not as good as the one on Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Any talk on this from you?
Well, I mean, as far as Street Fighter, I had it on, oh my gosh, I had it on Sega.
That's the Tournament Edition one. That's the one I have.
Yeah, I had that one as far as, and that was the only one I had as far as Street Fighter for a long time. If I was gonna play Street Fighter, I would go to the arcade when arcades were a thing, but no, it's as far as Street Fighter 2, the Tournament Edition. That's the only one that I played.
Are you aware of how the Japan version is different from the American version?
No, I don't. I'm not aware.
Okay. So the character you
gotta remember, I was poor.
The character we all know as M. Bison.
Yep.
It's not M. Bison in the Japanese version.
Okay.
That is Vega.
Okay.
That is Vega. The Vega that we all know, the one with the mask, in the Japan version, is Balrog.
Okay.
Now, if you're wondering why this is all a thing, I will tell you why.
Go ahead.
And you will know in a minute when I mention this.
Yep.
You know who Balrog is, right?
I forgot. I'm calling him.
He's the boxing guy.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
In the Japan version, there's a reason that this boxer is in the game.
Okay.
He is M. Bison.
Okay.
Get it? What does it rhyme with?
Tyson.
M. Bison is actually M. Tyson, Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
And he's a boxer. The American version was afraid of being sued by Tyson. So they decided to just randomize the names and give the M. Bison name to Vega, give Vega to Balrog, and then give Balrog the boxer name.
Wow.
Yeah. Puts a whole new perspective on the game.
yeah, right. That's crazy.
By the way, speaking of Vega, I gotta mention, I know she just got released yesterday, Zelina Vega, but Royal Rumble a few years back, Zelina Vega did this amazing thing where she came out dressed as Vega from Street Fighter.
She had the
Corey Graves, by the way, had the line of the night with, Vega never looked so good. But no, it was amazing. She came out with the freaking thing on her hand, and she had the mask. And,
it was perfect.
She was doing all the mannerisms of Vega. It was such a cool tribute.
Oh, it was perfect.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
And it worked because of her name, Vega. Yeah. So it just worked.
Oh, I agree.
Great stuff.
Definitely.
But, so even the Street Fighter movie, which came out in the States, in Japan, this is more of your crazy stuff here.
Same thing.
In Japan, people were highly confused by the name changes.
Yeah.
And there was talk that originally they were going to actually change the names to what they were supposed to be for the Japanese version. I don't think that actually happened, though. I'm not too sure on that. I did not do my research.
I mean, okay. I mean, here, if they're going to, I mean, obviously, when they're dubbing over for and the different languages to for different countries and whatever. They could have done that. They could have easily done that.
Yeah, it would have been totally different thing though, because they would have had to change all the dialogue from Guile saying bison to Vega.
Yeah.
And just even the chanting during the fight scene with Vega in the cage when they're all chanting Vega, Vega, they would have had to change that to Balrog, Balrog.
Yeah. No,
it would have been so much dubbing over.
No, yeah. Well, I mean, when it comes to making movies, it's not like they record. They use the microphone from the camera to record.
Oh, I know that. They dub in the lines after that. I know that.
Yeah, it's like it's.
It was much more noticeable in those older films too than it is in the newer ones.
Yeah. I mean, they use a separate mic and a separate recorder and all that stuff and whatever.
Well, they would say their lines, so they were at least lip syncing it right. But
yeah, no, but I mean, yeah,
they've added dialogue and changed dialogue.
Yeah.
In fact, I don't mean to cut you off. I'm just gonna say this one thing, but in the Goonies, there's actually a funny thing with that. And when you listen to Mouth. Played by Corey Feldman, when he's sitting on the sink and he's giving this line that makes no sense. It's because it was forced to be changed after the fact, so it just doesn't even look or sound right when he says, "There's no way, man, because then her mom's got to drive, and then you got to make it with her and her mom." And that line, it doesn't match what he's saying. Yeah. And I don't know what he actually said. If I ever got Corey Feldman, he probably wouldn't remember anyway because he's so doped up. But I would love to hear him tell me what the heck was the original line.
You would have to. you would have
that
to
it was
get
so
the
bad.
Original, yeah, you would have to get the original script for that.
Because it's like that line in itself is bad. So what was the original line that they had to change it to that?
Unless he was cursing like crazy or something in that line, they wanted to kind of.
I don't know, but it's definitely like one of those moments. Like, what did he say?
Yeah. No, I mean, if you think about it, right? It'll be, they're gonna be, if they're gonna switch the characters and dub it over on the Street Fighter, it's not gonna match up. They'll say Vega instead of, and Bison or whatever, and it'll be like he's saying M Bison, the mouth saying M Bison, but then in Japanese Vega.
General Bison's a bad guy.
Yeah.
Vega is a bad guy. It just wouldn't be the same.
Yeah. I mean, you get so you get so used to, especially with the American culture and everything in English. It's like we get used to what we know to be true, and then you find out that it's actually totally different in another country or something. It's just wow.
Speaking of this, and this is where we're getting back to video games, because this movie is connected to a video game.
Yep.
They did make a video game based on the movie.
What?
They made two of them, actually. They made the arcade game, and then they made the home ports.
Yeah, okay, I remember the arcade game.
Street Fighter, the movie, the game.
The game, yeah. I remember that.
So
I don't remember
you took a movie that was based on a game, and then you made a game.
Based off of the movie.
You put a hat on a hat, to quote Jim. Now, here's why it's funny, though.
Yeah.
It was done in the same type of way that they made Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
And originally, Jean-Claude Van Damme was contacted to play Johnny Cage in the Mortal Kombat movie, which he turned down to play Guile in Street Fighter.
Yeah.
So he's Guile now in this game that's in the format of like a Mortal Kombat game.
Yeah. I mean,
can you imagine if he just played Johnny Cage and then went to do another Mortal Kombat game himself?
Well, here's the thing: is as far as I understand it, and I could be wrong. They based the Johnny Cage character.
Johnny Cage was based off of Jean-Claude Van Damme. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, they based off of Jean-Claude Van Damme. I mean, the whole look and everything. So, the fact that he said no. I mean, Guile. If you in the original games, he had that huge eraser
The
head
hairdo.
hair. Yeah, that huge eraser head hairdo, and
See, honestly, and I know people are gonna think it's crazy, but
uh,
I think that Guile in the movie
yeah.
should have been Dolph Lundgren.
I know. I agree with you on that.
I know that people would be like, "No way, he can't do those martial arts kicks." Most of those martial arts kicks they got. I mean, think about it. Like when he does the sonic boom and the spin kicks, that's all wires anyway. They could have got a stunt double.
Yeah.
And had I don't know. I just see it being Lundgren. That's Guile.
Well, Lundgren has the look. Number one.
Yes.
He has blonde hair. Okay.
You can't remake it now, obviously, because
No.
now, obviously, Lundgren can't play the part today. But if I could go back in time,
I would
get
totally
myself
switch
one
it.
of those eggs or phone booths,
Right,
and go
yeah.
back.
I know.
I would totally remake Street Fighter with different people because there was. I think casting was a huge problem with the movie.
No, yeah. I mean,
And I love the Street Fighter movie, but for all the wrong reasons. And yes, I will be reviewing Street Fighter eventually. I have
awesome. Yeah, you got to. No, but I mean, again, Dolph Lundgren would have been perfect. He has the look. And it's okay. If Guile is supposed to be this all-American soldier, and Jean-Claude Van Damme with his accent, made the movie, right? Then and this is for the people that are talking about the accents that Dolph Lundgren has and whatever. Dolph Lundgren could have easily done it, and if anything, he does an American accent better than Jean-Claude Van Damme does.
Not only that, but yeah, at the same time, we never actually had heard him speak at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Guile, he didn't speak in the video games.
No, he didn't. No. But still, it's
So-
the fact that he's supposed to be this all-American soldier type guy. You would assume he has the American accent, not wherever Jean-Claude Van Damme is from. So
Yeah, exactly. He's not American either, so don't even use that as the argument,
exactly, you know what I mean. So it's one of those things of like, okay, well, Jean-Claude Van Damme's not an American. He doesn't have an American accent, but Dolph Lundgren, he can definitely. I've actually heard him in a couple like B movies where he's done the American accent. He does it perfectly.
And
and he has the look.
want to talk about miscasting. I really feel bad when you think about Kylie Minogue.
Okay. Yeah.
Because first she's cast in this movie as Cammy, which just doesn't work to me.
I agree.
She doesn't fit the role. And then she ended up on Biodome. Father disowned her after that almost. He was like, I can't even get over that role. He was like so upset that she did Biodome.